Hey, welcome back to Grandpa KC. As you can hear right now, I have a little bit of a cold. I want to talk to you. I want to rant. I want to explode. I am so angry. And I want to talk to you about Sears. Sears warranty, home warranty, used to be one of the best in the business, but it just went to hell. I have had Sears for years, but let me tell you, every time I had a call, they fixed it, boom. But this last time, they fucked up. And I'm going to tell you, they really mucked up. I called for I live in Florida. And let me tell you, it gets hot. And you need that central air or some kind of central air conditioning. And you really need that working. Well, mine went down. And I called Sears Home Warranty. Now, in the past, it was pretty quick that they got somebody out there. We don't have anybody. It'll take 3.5 weeks to get there. Okay. Well, instead of sending somebody that's a Sears certified guy, they send somebody else in a car, looks at my air conditioning. Okay, fine. Looks at it, does all his diagnostics, and tells me my circuit breaker is bad. I'm like, my circuit breaker is bad? How is my circuit breaker causing this problem? And he says, we're going to have to send an electrician back to fix the problem. Right. This is Grandpa Tech. I know stuff. So he leaves. They put an order in. I go and diagnose it myself. I take my meter. I check. And I find that there's a short in the line from the circuit breaker to the air conditioner. Well, I go out to the air conditioning unit outside, and if you know anything about air conditioning units, there's a service box. You pull the fuse or turn the circuit breaker, and that turns off the power to the external air conditioner. And I open the box. I go to open the box, and the cover falls off. Like, what in the world is going on here? And I look inside, and one of the wires is chafed touching the circuit, shorting it out. Okay. So I move it inside. I put something in there so it won't short. Turn on the power. I got 100, 240 now to the air conditioning, but it still doesn't work. Well, I call them back. And Sears says to me, oh, no, we subcontracted it out to a company called Keeps. And they're going to send an electrician to replace the circuit breaker. I'm like, you don't need to replace the circuit breaker. The problem is a wire that's cut, and there's something still wrong with the air conditioner. 2 weeks later, they send a guy who comes to the house who doesn't have a meter, who doesn't have tools, doesn't have the proper equipment, and tells me that he's here to change the main circuit box. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the circuit box. And I go and show him the cut wire. And I said, okay, so he goes and fixes the cut wire, but the air conditioner doesn't work. He says, I know what that is. Your 24-volt transformer is not working. Oh, because your thermostat's not lining up. Oh, that's reasonable. Tell me something happened. He goes and says, I'm going to order a 24-volt transformer. He returns a couple days later, puts it in. Guess what? Problem's still not fixed. Not only that, but the guy doesn't have the proper tools to splice the wires, to do anything properly. I'm like, guy, you need to get your head together. Oh no, there must be something else wrong with it. We changed the 24-volt transformer. We're gonna have an air conditioner guy come back. Well, he brings this air conditioner guy back. I am like, okay. Now I'm at the mercy of the warranty company, Sears Warranty. I know enough about electronics. This is a tech channel. So I'm watching the guy. And they're going and doing their thing and doing their thing. And he goes and tells me, and all of a sudden now the circuit breaker is blowing. Why is the circuit breaker blowing? Oh, the circuit breaker failed. We're going to have to come back with a circuit breaker. Uh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, and they leave. And they return with a circuit breaker and install a circuit breaker. Of course, that doesn't fix the problem. They're doing their diagnosis, and they come back and say, oh, the blower motor in the air conditioning unit has failed, and that's causing a short, and that's what we have to do. We can go out and get one, and you can just write us a check for it. I says, no, this is under the Sears warranty. It's all covered. You have to get it. Well, all of a sudden, their faces change. They look at me like, what the hell? I says, you got to get approval. Well, now you've got Sears, who's contacting, who is subcontracted to another company, who's contacted to Keeps, and there's a fight over who's going to pay, how they're going to pay for this blower motor. Well, again, Grandpa is a tech, so Grandpa gets up on a ladder, which I shouldn't be doing at 70 years old. I go up on the ladder, and guess what I find? The 115 volt line that goes to the transformer is sitting under the transformer, shorting out the ground. Oh, okay. I take it off. I put it on the lug where it should be. Now the circuit breaker's not blowing anymore, but there's still no 24 volt coming out of the transformer. What the hell is going on? What did they do? So I'm calling Sears. Sears says you have to call Keeps. Keeps says I have to call Sears. I figured the only way to solve this problem is to call Sears and say I'm going to cancel the warranty. Well, that's when I got some action. And they transferred me over to a company, to their service division, unsatisfactory. And guess what happens? They send out a real Sears technician. The one with the truck? They come in the house. They say, I tell him what the story is. And he goes, well, the first thing I see is the 24 volt transformer is the wrong transformer. And he puts the right transformer in. He says, oh, well, we fixed that problem. But you still have another problem. Something is not getting to the power. Well, I find out there's a connector part in the exterior air conditioning unit. And when they were in there, they broke the lugs off it. They broke the wiring, like as if they wanted to make more money. Well, honestly, the Sears guys, they fixed it. They put the 2 new parts in. My air conditioner has been working since. But because now Sears is subcontracting out their work, not for real Sears technicians, the ones that come with the truck, that come with the parts, that really know what they're doing, I ended up canceling Sears warranty and getting another company. This is my rant. I'm going to tell you what. I live in Florida. When it gets 100 degrees, you can't be without air conditioning. And to go without 2 months without air conditioning and getting the runaround from Sears when I call them and tell them, you got to call Keeps and you got to call this. In the meantime, you're sending me the 3 stooges. They sent me the 3 stooges of people who didn't know what they were doing. Anyway, I just wanted to rant and tell you, Sears is not going to be back in my house again. I'm sorry. I canceled them as a service contract. I got a different home warranty company. This is your grandpa out. I just had a rant. I was so angry.